So, after my readings of the Warhammer Court of Thorns and Roses crossover fanfictions, I made a discovery. A lot of you guys really do like A Court of Thorns and Roses. Which is funny because, like, I do too. Yeah. Now, keep in mind, now for those who don't know what A Court of Thorns and Roses is, I sincerely invite you to go to any TikTok video of, like, the book talk section of TikTok and just listen to women in their 30s and 40s gush about a bunch of hot fairies. That's the book. I mean, to be fair, I'm just joking. There's a lot more to it than that. There's so much more to it than just fairies doing it. It's so weird that I'm basically telling you guys this, because I never thought, like, I basically resisted, because I was, like, watching, I was like, this is so lame. Like, A Court of Thorns and Roses series, the ACOTAR series, as it's called, not Avatar, ACOTAR. At first, I was just like every other guy, where I was just like, This is smut. Like, there's no other rhyme or reason. This is just spicy. Like, that's all you want to read it for, huh? And yes, girlfriend was the one who was reading them. Now, have I read the books directly? No. She just tells me about it and explains the whole lore in detail. That's kind of our thing. I tell her, like, she tells me about the lore of ACOTAR and the story so far, because she's read all 5 books so far. And in turn, I tell her about Warhammer 40k. Like, I tell her about Warhammer, and it's so weird because, like, there's some in between there. Like, like, some things just kind of connect in one capacity or another. And I'll get to that in a bit. So, let's kind of dive into what is A Court of Thorns and Roses. A Court of Thorns and Roses is a 5-book, soon-to-be 6-book series about a woman named Feyre who, after killing a wolf that turned out to be a fae, she's taken away by a high lord of what is known as the Spring Court, named Tamlin. They do the nasty. They find feelings for each other, kind of. We'll get into the second book in a moment. And yeah. But then that all changes in book 2, where it turns out Tamlin's kind of a, over-possessive jerk boyfriend who doesn't really care about Feyre's feelings. Feyre, during the first book, met the Lord of the Night Court, Rhysand, and the two of them are actually the couple. I find that kind of funny. Like, I genuinely find that interesting, really. Where the first book, in most of these stories, in most of these spicy stories, there's a lot of, like, talk of, there's a lot of, like, talk, and I mean genuinely talk of, we're bonded forever in the first book, and our love will always stay together. Nope. Sarah J. Maas, the author of this, as well as it's a whole universe. I haven't, Throne of Glass and all that, that's a whole shared universe that's going to apparently cross over into the other ones. What else was I going to say? She basically took that trope and turned it on its head, basically revealing, oh no, Tamlin's completely toxic. Rhysand is actually the healthy one. So she gets with Rhysand, and that's the OTP right there. And from there, spiciness does occur. I am not going to lie to you guys. There is some spiciness that does happen throughout the books. I am not going to, like, sugarcoat it. So there is... there are some scenes. I'm not going to go into it, but there are some scenes. But I will say that, like, the courts themselves and the court systems of the Fae are actually kind of interesting. There were wars, there are dark creatures, there are dark Fae, there's like xenophobia, there's also, like, one character, and this is one of the things that made me correlate with Warhammer 40k, not just because I have Warhammer 40k brain rot. There's a character named Amren. Amren is a witch-like character and also like a teacher as well as a dark fae in her own right. But the thing is that during the wars, she was like this godlike being that she's now trapped in this form. If that sounds familiar for all the Warhammer fans still watching this, she's basically a Catan shard. She is quite literally a Catan shard. And I find that genuinely hilarious. Yeah, Amarin's a Catan. There's also a lot of like ancient fae that remind me of like the Eldar. Like the fae themselves and all their courts and how their system works reminds me of not just like the Tau caste system, but also of like how the Eldar also like interacted. So it's probably like again a lot of what was I going to say? A lot of Warhammer brain rot. But like when I'm being told all this lore, my brain immediately goes, so it's like this and like that. And there's a lot of like lost technology and it talks about like lost technology again, much like the Eldar and Tau or the Mechanicus. There's also a lot of like Tamlin himself is pretty toxic. Like you see Tamlin go through this whole era of like, you know, he just goes full villain. Like it's not, but then again, it's not like with Horus where Horus was corrupted by an evil dagger and also his anxiety. This is more like Tamlin was always a jerk. Like to quote that famous meme, if you know your, you know, Akatar memes, it's like it was all going good till Tamlin. Freaking Tamlin. So yeah, that's all you can say about Tamlin is frickin' Tamlin. That's genuinely the that's kind of the overarching thought process. I also truly enjoy the fact that it's not just a spicy book. That was kind of what kept me away, was that it's not just about the spice. And I know, ladies, the spice must flow along with other things. But I do appreciate that Sarah J. Maas, and I'm not saying just her. I'm not saying just her who does this. It's actually like she has like some legit crafting and world building. And it's not just her. I know there are other authors and writers out there who do spicy books and put lore first, spice later, but Maas has really just kind of like cornered the market on that. So it's actually kind of cool. I roll with it. I'm kind of rolling with the Akatar books. Would I say I'm a fan? No. I'm still very much a novice and don't understand a lot of things. But for the most part, it's way more intriguing and kind of proves the fact that like sometimes a book is more than just its cover or its spiciness. So yeah, to any Akatar fans out there, you got me. Another great hyperfixation right here. But yeah, if there's any Akatar fans watching this, let me know in the comments below. Other than that, hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.